Is this the best kept secret in the Jungfrau region? We think so, and we're about to tell you why. But before we tell you about this hush-hush spot, let's give you a little bit of context to see if you can guess where we are.
This beautiful place is perched on a mountainside with views of Schöne Platte, the valley leading to Grindelwald, Mannlichen, Wengen, the Eiger-Monk Jungfrau, and even the Saustal Valley leading up to the Schilthorn.
In fact, it's kind of amazing that this hidden gem is smack dab in the middle of the Jungfrau region, yet very few tourists actually come here. And for comparison, in 2023, more than 1 million travelers went to Jungfraujoch, more than 840,000 guests went up to Grindelwald First, and the Harderbahn traveled up and down more than 825,000 times. But this place has a cable car that can transport 8 people at a time, or 1 cow, as their marketing says. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If we haven't met, we're Jana and Brett, Aplins in the Alps, and we help you travel Switzerland with confidence. We live in the Jungfrau region near Interlaken, which is how we found this secret spot that we're going to show you today.
So here's what's coming. Obviously, we'll tell you where we are and show you everything you can do here, including riding in a tiny cable car, visiting an alpine hut, and eating fresh Alp cheese. We'll share how to get here, where to eat, and the best hikes for any ability level. Then we'll end with a fun adventure that we haven't seen anywhere else in the Jungfrau region, so stay tuned for that.
Any guesses about where this place is? If not, Brett, would you give us a drum roll, please? Actually, before we tell you where we are, let's tell you how to get up here because, suspense makes everything more fun, right?
From Lauterbrunnen, board bus 142 across the street from the Stefan von Allman Bakery and ride for 12 minutes up to the traditional mountain village of Isenflug. It's important to note that this bus only runs about 7 to 9 times daily, and there's often at least an hour and sometimes 2 to 3 hours between departures. If you have a car, you can also drive and park up at Isenflug, which would give you a lot more flexibility and a lot less worry about bus times.
Welcome to Isenflug, the armchair of the Bernese Oberland. And yes, that is its actual nickname. That's because there's cliffs leading up to it, kind of surrounding it, making this armchair-like shape. So while we're here, there are 2 noteworthy things to show you in Isenflug before we head to our next destination.
First is the hotel restaurant Waldrand. Of course, it's beautiful, and it's a nice quiet place to enjoy a meal or spend a night on your vacation. There are also a few other guest houses nearby as well. Second is this farm fridge on the way to the cable car station. Both Isenflug and where we're going next are basically small farming communities, which means that you can find some local specialties like Alp cheese and sausage stocked here.
And now it's time for a 5-minute ride on the cable car that I mentioned earlier, the one that holds 8 people or 1 cow. This mini cable car has been in service since 1975. It runs year-round every 15 minutes from 7 a.m. to 6:15 p.m. Like most places, they will run more frequently if it's super busy, and it may also close due to bad weather. On a previous trip, Brett even shared the ride with a local farmer who keeps his cows up the mountain.
Okay, we can't keep this secret any longer. Welcome to Sulwald. We're gonna show you everything you can do up here above the Lauterbrunnen Valley, and then we'll talk later about transportation costs as well as which passes cover the journey.
First up is restaurant Sulwald Stubli, and as you can tell, this terrace has some of the most stunning views. In addition to its amazing location, this restaurant serves full meals, snacks, and drinks starting at 9 a.m. whenever the cable car is running. But as always, double check the opening times before you visit because they do close in between seasons.
We ordered the knuddel, which are basically bread and cheese all mashed and rolled up and then sitting totally doused in broth. They're completely amazing. We had something like this in the Tyrol region of Austria and Südtirol of Italy. There are only 2 here, so I don't know what Jana's gonna eat. By the way, these actually are the house specialty here in the restaurant, and I can totally see why.
But here's what makes Sulwald Stubli even more special. This place has no electricity and no plumbing, so they cook everything from scratch over gas and they heat the building with wood. Yet it's still a full-service restaurant. This blows my mind but makes this experience even more memorable.
now that we fill up our bellies, it's time for a hike. And you have a few options from Suhlwald.
First is the easy 20 to 30 minute walk to the Suhlwald viewpoint and back. It's a gently uphill stroller and wheelchair-friendly paved path, except for the short staircase at the very end. And this viewpoint definitely delivers since you can see Wilderswil, Interlaken, the Niederhorn, Harder Kulm, and Schöningeplatte from here. They even have a grill spot, picnic tables, and plenty of firewood. And you won't mind walking back because the views are just as good in this direction too.
Next is the hike to Grootschaap. There are actually a few different trails between Suhlwald and Grootschaap, but all of them are around 5 to 6 kilometers long and take about 2 hours. And of course, they are absolutely beautiful too. Not to mention that this trail is a great way to visit both Suhlwald and Mürren in one day, since you could hop on the train when you arrive in Grootschaap to continue to Mürren. And this hike even makes it easier to get back down the mountain since transportation runs more frequently from Grootschaap to Lauterbrunnen than from Suhlwald to Lauterbrunnen.
But if we had to pick just one hike to recommend, it's the trail to the Lauterbrunnen Hut. You follow a forested trail from Suhlwald to Huelbodmi. Then you can take a short detour to the peaceful Suhlseele Alpine Lake and Waterfall. The trail to the Lauterbrunnen Hut is marked at just under 3 kilometers in an hour and 20 minutes with 440 meters of elevation gain.
Welcome to the Lauterbrunnen Hut. Once again, these views with minimal crowds are just breathtaking. I mean, look at this picture spot. This is literally one of my favorite views in the entire region. But before we sit down to eat, we want to mention 2 more trail options if you're a serious hiker. And by serious, we mean that you actually want to connect your boots to the trail for more than 5 or 6 hours. You can hike from here to the Lauterbrunnen, which is this super cool rock formation. And the other is one of my all-time favorite hikes in the Jungfrau Region, the Ballenhoogst. Start by riding a post bus from Wilderswil to Saxaten, hiking up through the forest, crossing an Alp, and then climbing the final ridge to the Ballenhoogst, where absolutely stunning 360-degree views award you for your efforts. Then descend from there to the Lauterbrunnen Hut, where we are now, and finally down to Suhlwald.
I know it seems like we just ate down in Suhlwald, but we can't resist stopping here at the Lauterbrunnen Hut. Plus, we hiked the whole way uphill, so we earned a few extra calories, right? This is a rustic alpine hut, and they have dorm beds and a restaurant, but the services are limited. For example, they have no electricity other than a little bit of solar power. They cook on a wood stove, and they even have outhouses. In fact, you should definitely take a bathroom break here just to see the view through the door of the Eiger, Monk, and Jungfrau.
With that kind of simplicity in mind, you'll want to bring some cash to pay for your order. They serve local specialties like Sulzalp cheese, but they're particularly known for their cakes and their syrups. So we ordered both, in addition to some Hausschnitte.
One awesome item on their menu is a fondue backpack, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Everything you need to enjoy fondue outside. You pick it up here, it includes instructions, all the stuff, and then after your meal, you put it all back in the bag, including your garbage, and bring it back here to the hut. You do need to reserve it at least one day in advance, but it might honestly be one of the most special meals you can enjoy on your Swiss vacation.
By the way, the hikes and activities we're sharing in this video are mainly for the summer season, but if you come in the winter, you can enjoy some winter hiking, snowshoeing, sledding, and if you're into extreme sports, even ice climbing on a waterfall. Clearly, it's too hot for sledding right now, but we are going to take an adventurous ride down the exact route you would sled on in the winter. But before that, let's show you some views from our hike back down to Suhlwald while we explain what you need to know about tickets and train passes. A one-way bus ticket from Lauterbrunnen to Isenfluh costs 7 francs 80 full price, or 3 francs 90 with the half fare card. This ride is free with the Bernese Oberland Pass or Swiss Travel Pass. The cable car from Isenfluh to Suhlwald costs 16 francs round trip or 10 francs one way. If you're traveling with the Bernese Oberland Pass, then you do get a small discount and kids are half price. Otherwise, there are no discounts available, not even with the half fare card. Surprisingly, there is one pass that fully covers the bus ride and cable car, and that's the little-known Mürren Schildhorn Holiday Pass. But because of its limited coverage, you should only consider it in rare circumstances where you'll visit the Schildhorn at least twice.
All right, enough with numbers. It's time for some adrenaline.
We've done this activity one other time in Zermatt, and honestly, it was a total disaster because all of the roads looked like this.
Didn't realize we'd have to push the bike uphill in some spots.
No, seriously, it is not even worth trying there, but we have never seen them before in the Jungfrau region until now. They're similar to the trotty bikes at Grindelwald First, but check out these giant tires.
So far, we are loving this. The mostly paved roads are way better than our experience in Zermatt, although it is really fast, so you definitely have to make sure you're braking like most of the time. But a good opportunity to stop and take a break comes when you pass this amazing Sulzbach waterfall.
Sulwald is such an amazing hidden gem in the Jungfrau region. Another lesser known spot that we love is Sphinxsteig, so you can watch this next to learn more about that, or get our top recommendations in our Swiss travel guides, and we'll see you in Switzerland.